Look at this island. This is Queimada Grande, also known as Snake Island. From above, it seems like a forgotten paradise, a tiny green gem floating in the vast Atlantic, untouched by human hands. But don't be fooled. Beneath its beauty lies one of the deadliest places on Earth. For generations, chilling stories have surrounded this island. They say those who step foot here never return. Fishermen and explorers who dared to get too close vanished without a trace. No sea monsters, no ancient curses, just snakes. Thousands of them. This island is overrun by golden lancehead vipers, some of the deadliest snakes in the world. Their venom can melt flesh, and there's nowhere to run. Today, we take you to Brazil's most terrifying island, perhaps the most dangerous on the planet. Buckle up, because this journey is not for the faint of heart. Number 1. Location and geography data. Queimada Grande Island, also called Snake Island, is a small, mysterious landmass in the Atlantic Ocean, about 35 kilometers, 22 miles, off the coast of Brazil. It belongs to the state of São Paulo and covers just 43 hectares, 106 acres, roughly the size of 50 soccer fields. Despite its small size, it is one of the most feared places in the world. The island is completely isolated, surrounded by deep blue waters and steep rocky cliffs. There are no beaches or safe landing spots, making access extremely difficult. Its highest point reaches about 206 meters, 676 feet above sea level, covered in dense, humid rainforest. The climate here is tropical, with heavy rains and scorching heat creating a perfect environment for its most infamous residents, snakes. In 2010, Queimada Grande Island was named the worst place on Earth, and for good reason. Queimada Grande is home to thousands of golden lancehead vipers, a species found nowhere else on Earth. With no human presence, the island has remained wild and untouched for centuries. Brazilian authorities have banned visitors, allowing only a few scientists with special permits to study its unique ecosystem. Legends say the island was once connected to the mainland, but rising sea levels trapped the snakes there, forcing them to evolve into deadly hunters. Today, Queimada Grande stands as a forbidden island, a place of both scientific wonder and spine-chilling fear. No roads, no people, just the silent rule of nature's deadliest serpents. Would you dare to set foot on it? Number 2. The origin of the island. Queimada Grande Island, better known as Snake Island, wasn't always the isolated, snake-infested nightmare it is today. Millions of years ago, it was part of Brazil's mainland. But as sea levels rose, the land broke away, creating a stranded rocky island in the Atlantic Ocean. This natural split trapped an entire population of snakes with no way to escape. Cut off from predators and competition, these snakes evolved into something terrifying. With no small mammals to hunt, they adapted to prey on birds. But catching fast-moving birds isn't easy. So, over thousands of years, the island's golden lancehead vipers developed venom so powerful it melts flesh almost instantly, stopping their prey in seconds. Their fangs became longer, their bodies more agile, and their numbers exploded. Humans once tried to settle here, but nature fought back. The name Queimada means burnt in Portuguese. Some say early explorers tried to clear the island by setting it on fire, but the snakes survived, hiding in the rocks and jungle. The island remains untouched, protected by the Brazilian government, with only scientists allowed to visit under strict conditions. Queimada Grande is a place where nature dominates, where the laws of evolution created a serpent-infested horror. No myths, no curses, just real, living nightmares slithering through the trees. Number 3. Fatalities. Queimada Grande Island is a place where humans don't belong, and those who dared to step foot on it paid the ultimate price. Over the years, chilling stories of sudden and mysterious deaths have turned this forbidden island into a place of nightmares. One of the most infamous tales is that of a lighthouse keeper and his family who lived on the island in the early 1900s. One night, the snakes slithered through the windows, striking before anyone could escape. Desperate, they ran for their boat, but the vipers were faster. By morning, their bodies were found lifeless, covered in venomous bites. After this, the lighthouse was abandoned forever. Fishermen who ventured too close to the island also vanished. Some say they anchored near the shore, only to disappear without a trace. Days later, their empty boat was found drifting in the ocean. The cause? The island's deadly golden lancehead vipers, snakes whose venom melts flesh and kills within hours. Even today, Brazilian authorities strictly forbid visitors. The only people allowed are scientists, and even they must take extreme precautions. One wrong step, one bite, and there's no hospital, no help, just a slow, painful death. Queimada Grande isn't haunted by ghosts or mythical monsters. The real terror here is alive, hiding in the trees, watching from the rocks. On this island, the food chain is simple. Snakes rule, and humans are nothing more than trespassers who never return. Number 4. Snake everywhere. Queimada Grande wasn't always the nightmare it is today. Long ago, it was part of Brazil's mainland, connected by land to forests filled with animals. But then, the ocean rose, swallowing the land bridge and cutting off the island from the rest of the world. The only creatures left behind? Snakes. With no predators to keep them in check and no competition for food, these snakes began to change. They had to survive on migrating birds, but catching fast-moving prey wasn't easy. So over thousands of years, evolution turned them into perfect hunters. Their venom became stronger, so powerful it melts flesh and kills almost instantly. Their fangs grew longer, their bodies became faster, and their numbers exploded. Now, Queimada Grande is completely overrun. There's no safe ground, no escape. The snakes own the trees, the rocks, the soil itself. This is no ordinary island. It's a living, breathing nightmare. Number 5. Famous species. On Queimada Grande Island, there is one ruler, the golden lancehead viper, Bothrops insularis, known locally as Jararaca ilhoa. This snake is unlike any other in the world. Trapped on this island for thousands of years, it evolved into a master hunter. Its venom becoming so deadly, it can melt flesh and kill in minutes. But here's something strange. These snakes don't usually attack the local birds. Instead, they wait for migratory birds, the ones that unknowingly land on the island during their long journeys. Why? Because the local birds have learned to avoid them. Over time, the island's permanent bird residents became smart enough to recognize danger. But the poor migratory birds? They don't stand a chance. The moment a tired bird lands on a tree branch, a golden lancehead strikes with lightning speed. Its venom works so fast that the bird barely has time to react before collapsing. The snake then slithers up and swallows its meal whole, preparing for the next victim. This deadly cycle repeats over and over, making Queimada Grande a perfect, terrifying hunting ground. There's no escape, no mercy, just the silent rule of the Jararaca ilhoa, the island's cold-blooded executioner. Number 6. Appearance of snakes. The lily Jararaca snake is the most feared creature on Queimada Grande Island. Its body is a pale golden yellow, blending perfectly with the jungle, making it nearly invisible until it's too late. Its head is shaped like a deadly spear, its fangs long and razor-sharp, delivering venom that melts flesh within minutes. This snake doesn't just kill, it hunts with terrifying precision. But it's not alone. The island is also home to another rare species, D-mouse Dipsas manani, Dipsas albifrons, a harmless, night-dwelling snake that feeds on snails and small insects. Unlike the golden lancehead, this snake has smooth, dark scales and large eyes, perfectly adapted for sneaking through the jungle at night. One rules with poison, the other with stealth. But on this island, where nature shows no mercy, only the strongest survive. Number 7. Restricted access. Queimada Grande Island is completely off-limits to the public, and for good reason. The main threat? Snakes. Thousands of them. But the danger isn't just the snakes. The island's rough, rocky terrain, dense jungle, and extreme weather make survival nearly impossible. Slippery cliffs drop straight into the ocean, and thick vegetation hides deadly vipers at every turn. To protect both humans and the fragile ecosystem, the Brazilian government has banned visitors. Only a few scientists, with special permission, can step foot here. This is nature's forbidden kingdom, a land where humans don't belong and where the deadliest creatures on Earth rule without mercy. Number 8. Risks of extinction. Queimada Grande Island may be ruled by snakes, but even they are at risk. The golden lancehead viper, found nowhere else on Earth, faces a deadly threat: extinction. With the island cut off from the world, their numbers are shrinking. Habitat loss, and disease, and inbreeding weaken the population. Illegal poachers also sneak onto the island, capturing these rare vipers to sell them in market for thousands of dollars. Each stolen snake means fewer survivors, pushing the species closer to disappearance. Ironically, the very island that made them deadly could also be their death trap. If their food supply drops or the climate shifts, the snakes have nowhere else to go. Number 9. The hidden value of Snake Island's deadly residents. Efforts to protect the golden lancehead vipers of Queimada Grande are in full force. Every snake is microchipped to track the population, ensuring this rare species doesn't vanish. Scientists aren't just studying these creatures, they're unlocking secrets that could save human lives. The island's research spans ecology, genetics, and medicine, revealing groundbreaking discoveries. Snake venom, feared for its deadly power, is actually a treasure trove for modern medicine. It has already led to painkillers, anticoagulants, and high blood pressure treatments. Who knows what life-saving drugs could be discovered next? To prepare for the future, scientists are exploring ways to breed these snakes in captivity, creating a genetic backup in case disaster strikes the island. Losing any species is a loss for the planet, but this one? Its venom could be the key to medical miracles. So next time you hear about deadly snakes, remember, sometimes what terrifies us the most can also save us.